Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What a Gift, the podcast where we're trying to go from being crushed to crushing it. I'm Jule.
And I'm Sarah. So well said, Jule.
Thanks.
You're welcome. On today's episode, we will be talking about traditions and chores.
Whoa.
Both of which I think have been gifts in our lives, so we're going to get into that.
Yeah, we'll delve a little into the past, what we grew up with. Yeah.
And what are traditions and chores we enjoy today.
Exactly.
So, yeah, great. How are you today, Jule?
I'm doing great. I have been feeling like time is moving so quickly. Like,
I agree.
You know, like, and I feel like it gets old. It's like when people talk about the weather, where they're like, I can't believe it's already. It feels like the first of the month was yesterday. You know, like it feels like something to just say. Yeah. But I genuinely am like, the sands of the hourglass. Like it feels like things are going so quickly. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. I guess I saw a video. I think it was. I'm always like, I was reading it, but it's like for sure a video I saw, where someone was kind of talking about how to combat the feeling that just like calendar pages are tearing away.
What did they say?
And they said, first you should stop talking about how quickly time is passing.
Okay.
So I already failed that one.
Mind your business.
Yeah. They were just like, it's kind of one of those like, just don't make that your whole personality or else that like it'll fulfill itself kind of thing. Okay. I don't know how much I buy that. But but then the other one I thought was interesting was like, if you're in a routine and you're kind of a creature of comfort and you do a lot of the same things, like time feels like it's moving more quickly if like you're doing all the same stuff and not having new experiences, basically. Like it all just
Groundhog Day
blurs together. And so they were like, you should try to like seek out new experiences and like even just things as simple as like eat out at the picnic table instead of indoors, or you know, like just mix it up basically, because then your memories of each day like become distinct in a way where you're not just like, wow, where did this week go? So I feel like I'm gonna try to have some new experiences.
Yeah. Hey,
what they are, what they will be,
time will tell. Thanks.
The sands of the hourglass.
Yeah.
What about you? What's new?
Nothing much is new with me. My hair is getting long again, and I've been thinking about cutting it. And that is on the tip of the mind.
You know, this has been the year of the bob. Are you?
Absolutely not. My everyday task in life, first thing in the morning, is to try and make sure that it looks like I do in fact have a neck. So I think a bob would just point to my 7 chins, and no, I would not be subscribing to the bob. But
everyone always looks so good in their like before and after bob haircut videos, and I'm like, I have quite literally 4 individual hairs on my entire head, and I cannot be chopping them down. Like I would look like a Q-tip if I tried to do a bob. But
you know, my friend Jane, friend of the show, she always, whenever I talk like to the audience, to our listeners, I look at my microphone and not do that. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I know that you're here, but I don't know why I do that. Anyways, Jane she'll talk about looking like a thumb. Oh,
I do that too.
Yeah. So I'm very.
And my husband always goes, "I love you." And I'm like, only I can make the thumb joke. I'll kill you.
That's so funny. Wow. So yeah, doing well overall.
Have you just on the bob topic?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Was there ever an era, maybe in childhood, where you were like, you know what, I'm doing it, like.
Okay, I actually don't think it was my decision, but yeah, all of my 5th birthday party pictures are me with a bob and bangs, like straight across bangs.
Oh, like and full mushroom.
My mother, Kelly, God bless her, made that decision for me, I think. Yeah, it's a rite of passage, I think.
Yeah, I had one famous haircut I have referred to it in the past. It was a take on the Rachel, for those who remember that. But I remember like feeling so optimistic. I was 12 years old, 5'6", fully metal mouth braces, and I was like, I should chop all my hair off. That's the missing ingredient. And so I got a full like mom haircut that like did this thing, you know, like, and I thought it was gonna be so cute. Like, and I'm not kidding. I to this day, I will post a photo on our Instagram. I have like a little fake like driver's license from like a go-karting place near my parents' house. Like they would laminate like your picture, and I'm wearing a lace-up polo shirt. I have my mom haircut, my braces, like my bushy eyebrows. It says the height I am, like, and I like there have been multiple times in my life where I've like taken that go-karting license out and been like, we have survived worse than this. Like, or before I go to get my haircut, I'm like, remember the cut of being 12 years old. Like, it was really bad. So sometimes you have to once again really check in with yourself. Be like, I don't need bangs. Yes. I don't need a bob.
Yes.
And
no, I got bangs last summer. And it was a brutal mistake. I had pinned them back almost every day. I did not recognize myself when I got into the car walking out, and the hairdresser, she did slay what she did, but it was not me. Yeah. I don't know who it was.
I know, there's some girls out there who could just be like,
my sister, you know why I did it? Because my sister, a lot of people are like, you guys look so similar. And she is like 200 pounds lighter than me. She's a babe and a half. She's like so beautiful. And she looks so good with like long wispy bangs. She looks good with a thick curtain bang. And I was like, well, surely if she looks good in them, I'll look good in them because we look the same according to everyone.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, she can rock it and I will not.
Well, I bet you looked really cute, but it is a reminder to the gifties out there, put the scissors down.
Yes.
Just, you look great how you are.
Yeah, put them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every week on What a Gift, we unwrap some gifts.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to become those girls. We might not be the girls who can get curtain bangs or the girls who can have a bob, but we do want to be the grateful girlies. Yes, so we're trying to become like that by basking in the gifts of life.
Yeah, totally.
And unwrapping some things. Yeah. So let's get into it.
Okay, perfect. What are you unwrapping today, Jule? You go first.
Okay. Now, this is going to sound unexpected, but the gift I'm unwrapping this week is chores.
Okay. You've mentioned chores before on the show, famously.
Chores are a defining thing in my life.
Yeah, and I do think they teach us a lot. We are also a chore family.
Okay.
My mom...
Yeah, so, what was the chore landscape growing up?
Yeah, my mom, her most famous line, I think, of all time is, you think I had children so that I did the dishes the rest of my life? Or something like that. As she would say it jokingly.
No, that's a slight.
But yeah, and it wasn't exactly like that. I'm kicking myself for not a word for word quote, but yeah, something like that. Anyways, my dad, as we know, was in the Navy, and so every Saturday we would have chore day. And it was first thing in the morning. It was often like, good morning, wake up, like get out of bed, you have stuff to do. And I'll let you go into your gift here because it is yours. But I do have like a little bit of resentment towards it because I was sandwiched in between two brothers. Like all three of us were within 4 years, and we all had to share the hall bathroom, like no matter where we lived. And on chore day, they would always mow the lawn, and I would have to clean the bathroom, and it's not fair. Like to this day, it was one of the most unjust things of my childhood because they somehow can never pee into the toilet. Like it's crazy. And like their biggest thing is like being outside mowing the lawn, and they would fight between who did the front and the back, and I had to clean up their whatever. Like it was horrible.
Yeah. Anyways. No, it's relatable. I can remember many like tearful like grubbing something like nobody understands me moment like growing up. And we sat, it's kind of funny, my dad was also in the Navy, not as long as yours, but that was part of his ethos and a mythos. And we also had chore day on Saturday, and I remember like finding out that kids who went to school liked Saturdays, like and being like, Saturday is chore day. Like I literally thought it was like a national mandate, like that we were all waking up and suffering on Saturdays, and meanwhile they're like watching cartoons and eating Fruit Loops while I am fully in the trenches. But my dad had a real gift for like thinking of chores no one has ever thought of, like you know, like where he even, and Saturday was chore day, but that did not mean we didn't do chores the rest of the week.
No, yeah, of course.
Like, I remember during the summer waking up like, beautiful summer day, and coming downstairs and there'd be a piece of paper on the table in my dad's handwriting that said like chore list, and I was just like, chore list, like we are suffering here. But yeah, like we all had different kind of standard jobs on Saturday, similar to you guys. I was definitely a dust and vacuum person. Sienna was the bathrooms. You know, like my dad, like we had a pretty big yard. My dad had like a very specific route of mowing the lawn. Okay. But like some terrible eras of chores. And this is a gifties, and we will get to it. But some terrible eras of chores that I remember are raking leaves. Like, do other people do this where like we could not have a crumb of a leaf left on our property? Like it was, and we have a big yard, like, and I remember being outside. There's photos of us as kids, like we would rake leaves onto a tarp, and we'd have to drag the tarp across the yard to the mulch pile and dump it out, and then like every square area of the yard, like rake the leaves. And so that I remember being awful, and like knowing it was a leaf day and just being like, but then, and even I remember having like calluses on my hand one day after leaf day, and I was like, I am a farmer, like I am have tilled the land, like I felt so, but for Abigail's leaf day my dad would give us allowance, like, and it coincided with right when our parish would have their Christmas bazaar. So we would get like some cash for raking the leaves and go to the Christmas bazaar, and my sister Maria and I would turn into fiends at the Christmas bazaar. We would like, and it was one of those like parish events where like, I don't know why, like so many Catholic parishes, like their main way of fundraising is like, let's let them gamble a little, you know, like, where they're like, do the 50-50, do this. So there would be those games where like you put quarters down on numbers and they like spin the wheel, and like Maria and I are wearing like visors, like we have quarters on like every number, like we would get so into it. Anyway, so we did there were fruits of our labor. It's not like my parents totally enslaved us, but yeah, leaf day was brutal. And then there was also a period of time where we had like a bunch of apple trees, which gradually like those trees got sick and whatever, didn't make it, but but I remember picking up the apples was also like, they would be like the smushed stinky apples, and there'd be like yellow jackets, and the apples would almost start to like ferment and have like a sour smell. And picking up the apples, I would have like these huge gardening gloves on and just be like throwing apples into the bucket. So there was like some chores that to this day I like shudder to recall, or like I just remember truly being in the thick of it. But then like I feel like I've mentioned before, like cleaning up after dinner, we would put music on and sing, or like I don't know, there was also this payoff from the chores. Like even like I just remember it kind of creating like a work ethic or like appreciation in me of like before movie night we would like clean and vacuum the family room, and it would be so like, I remember the feeling of being a kid on like the freshly vacuumed rug and being like, now it's time to have movie night, like and this idea of like, I don't know, just being kind of good stewards of like our house. And like I don't know, like a lot of people would ask me like, oh, you grew up in this huge family, was it like cheaper by the dozen, were there scrambled eggs flying everywhere, was it a disaster? And like I was like, actually no, it wasn't, because we had to do chores, like and so I think I do feel grateful for that. And now it's crazy in adulthood, like I'll wake up on a Saturday and be like, nobody's around telling me what to do, you know, like I could technically sleep in all day, or I could just have fun, like, and there are some weekends that I do, like, and it's kind of it's nice to not feel like judged for that or whatever, but it's crazy how like a lot of the time I wake up and I'm like, we should do some chores, like and the feeling of like, okay, my ship is in order, and like I don't know, there's something about like, and now work hard, play hard, now the fun can commence, or like now I can have people over, now I can enjoy watching a movie in my clean living room, you know, like, so I do like appreciate that was kind of drilled into me. Totally.
I really resonate with all of that. I think it, as a child and you're being told what to do, there's just like this natural rebellion that's like,
Yeah, seriously.
But then there's like, I think it definitely pays off as an adult. I lived with an absolute psychopath, Christina. Hi.
Said with love.
She was my roommate in Chicago, and she loves a clean, like, pristine place. And I feel like more even, I think, than what I walked away from my nuclear family's house with. She, like, for instance, like, loves a reset. Like, my family's kind of like, if we're hosting a party or we're having a long family dinner or something, then, like, if we end up staying up too late or we play a game right after or something, then, like, the dishes are cool to sit in the sink till the next morning, because we'd rather be together than, like, have to break that up and potentially lose someone in the transition of cleaning the kitchen and then going back. But Christina is like, after the party, like, we will clean up. Like, I will wake up to a clean house and stuff. And so it was like that. It was like that night, like, no matter how late people were there, like, we're up late, we're cleaning, we're, like, even vacuuming and, like, sweeping the floor and stuff, and everything's clean so that when we wake up the next day, it's good to go. And I actually, like, I feel like I took that with me. Like, I feel like it's so nice to be able to, like, wake up to a clean thing. And same thing, like, chore day for us was on Saturdays, even as roommates, and, like, that's when we would vacuum, that's when we would dust, do the things that you don't necessarily do every day. Anyways, so now I feel like I love, and it's like inviting someone into a clean home, or, like, just going home at the end of a day and knowing, like, nothing's a disaster, like, it's in order.
I know, I feel like chill. You have to talk, like, it's like a gift to future me, like, where it's like that idea of, like, it would be so nice to wake up tomorrow and the kitchen be clean, or, like, oh, it would be so nice to come home today and not feel like my life is in disarray. Like, I feel like you have to, like, give yourself that pep talk, because otherwise you're like, later sounds good.
Seriously.
But, and you definitely know when you have a roommate who did not grow up with a chore day. Just throwing that out there. I have seen roommates attempt to clean in some of the craziest ways, like, where I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, but I also had a roommate just take a dry dish towel and just start, like, smearing it all over the counter, like, because I was like, oh, we should wipe the counters. I was like, girl, oh no, just get out of here, like. And even again, like, we love our roommates, they are ultimately a gift. One time I lived with a girl who, I walk into the living room and she's unplugging, like, a lamp, and she kind of owned the place, whatever, and I had just moved in. Okay. She's unplugging a lamp and seems to be, like, doing away with this lamp. And I was like, oh my gosh, did the lamp break? Like, it was a little, like, table side lamp, and she's like, it burnt out. Oh. And I was like, oh. Well, we could fix that. Change the light bulb. Yeah, they just put in a new light bulb, and her face was just like, 404 error not found. Like, and I just think she was newly living on her own and had never. She didn't know where the glowing light in her home was coming from. I guess it was one. I was like, doesn't work anymore. Like, put down the lamp. Let me get a light bulb. It was crazy. Wild. So even though I felt at times like an indentured slave to my parents, I do look back and see, like, okay, it put some skills in me. It built, like,
100%.
And I do think that idea of, like, being stewards of what we have, like, where in Philly, for example, I see, like, plenty of like, people who don't have a home on the street, and, like, or people who are making do with their kids in a tiny, like, city home and things like that. And it's like, and just remembering, like, our homes are a gift too. And and our dignity demands that we like create a sanctuary for ourselves, and, like, it actually, like, impacts how we carry ourselves and how we look at the world. If we actually are like, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed I have this space, like, maybe I'm gonna, like, clean up this whatever. So ultimately, thanks, Dad. I'm sorry for being a brat. Thanks for the chores. I do think it pays off in the end.
Same.
So that's my gift.
That's great. That's awesome.
What are you unwrapping today, Sarah?
The light bulb thing did make me think of, I've come across many people who didn't know how to do laundry, like, in college and stuff. You have to teach them. It's crazy. It's so, like, easy to do laundry. I feel like once people learn, they're like, oh, I guess I kind of could have figured it out years ago. Totally. The gift I'm unwrapping is that of traditions.
Okay, we both love a tradition. We love to eventize.
Yeah, ceremonialize whatever we need to do. We're doing it to make something special.
And it kind of almost goes back to my thing about time at the beginning of like where a week or a year could just be this blank homogenous blob of days, like, and like it's so special to carve out these like things. It's like, okay, on Sunday mornings we do this, or on this, you know, like it like it changes the landscape of like your life, literally. It does, to have traditions. Totally. So dive in. What do you like about them?
I love them. One, I think there is like a familiarity to it, on top of the nostalgia piece of like, I know what I'm doing on Christmas Eve. Like, I know what I'm doing on the 4th of July kind of thing. And it's like, it just doesn't feel like that if you don't do those things. But then I think, just like the nostalgia of it. And it's like a unifying thing. I like feeling like I belong, I think, you know, and so it's fun. So like a few traditions that I grew up with or that like I loved, were on the 4th of July when my parents were living in Colorado Springs. We lived on like 3 or 4 acres, and every 4th of July my dad would go outside with like a bucket of balls, and we would do like a home run derby with whoever was there. That's so and he would just like soft toss us balls, and we were just trying to hit them over the fence. And it was just like so fun. Americana. It was, July and you don't have to like run the bases. You're just like trying to hit dingers. Like, it was so fun.
That's so fun.
And then like friends would end up coming over and stuff. Like, it was just so fun. On different teams that I've been on, like trying to make traditions out of birthdays. So like I was on a focus team where every birthday we would have a birthday breakfast that day. And we would show up to our campus minister's house, and he would have like taken all the frames in his living room and put in pictures of us if it was your birthday. And like it was so fun. Him and my team director would like disappear for a few minutes during it, like maybe while we were cleaning up the kitchen or whatever, and by the time they would come down, they would usually have like weird hats or vests or something on, like from Josh's closet, and they would call themselves the Bad Dads, and Josh would have his banjo and Calvin would have his phone out with the notes of the song they just wrote about you.
That's
and
so
some
sweet.
Of those, like, they still will leave voice memos like on birthdays singing the song that they wrote years ago.
That's really cute.
So like little things like that just like make it like a little bit more special and intentional.
Totally.
My favorite one currently is I think I've talked about this before, but every night before Christmas Eve, so every December 23rd, me and my sister are usually together for Christmas, and we are normally with my parents, but this year they got pneumonia, which was so sad, and they couldn't come and be with us. So anyways, our tradition is to do an escape room every December 23rd, and
that is super fun.
It's been something I look forward to so much now, and it's just so fun. So I just love it. Like, it's such a gift to me, I think, to like just bring the people together, go do the fun thing that we all love, and like sometimes it's cheesy, sometimes it's lame, but it's like just it's what we do, and it's like so fun.
And it's just like it to me. Traditions are kind of a pulling over and like remembering, oh, life is a gift. Oh, these things are real. I don't know. It's just special. I always say, like, okay, when I think of holidays, like when I think of the year, or when I think of life, I imagine like a Candyland board. Okay, stay with me. You know the game Candyland. But it's like holidays are like the little special squares along the way. You know what I mean? Where it's like, and some of them it's like, okay, St. Patrick's Day might be like more of like the candy cane guy, where like Christmas is more like Queen Frostine, you know. So there are lesser squares for sure. But like that idea of like, as we're plodding along the road, like, oh, look up ahead, there's a special square, like, you know, like it's this chance to like enjoy something like deeper. To my parents' credit, they were very, I think especially this was from my mom, like she was great with building traditions, and they were like very simple, you know, like nothing extravagant, but things that set like certain days apart. Or, you know, like for Christmas we didn't just like run downstairs and tear open presents. Like there was like an order of like affairs that had to take place, and like we would have to line up in age order, like in front of the door to the family room where the presents were, and we would read the Christmas story at a certain moment, you know, like so there was like really
that's
just
cool.
So that, and I looking back, I would be like, why do we have to line up or whatever, but it kind of allowed us to like savor the day instead of just like blowing through it. And there was just a lot of traditions like that. Like during Advent we would like sing "O Come Emmanuel" at every dinner and like light that
and
stuff, and like, and you know, when you go through eras where you're like, my parents are freaks, like, but I like missed this Advent. I was like, why am I not belting out "O Come Emmanuel" before I eat dinner? And I just like love those kind of little traditions. And it's crazy now, like getting married, where I'm like, oh, we have to like start building some traditions, or deciding like what things do you hang on to, what things do you evolve like to suit you, kind of thing. So that's sort of like a fun almost bonding thing, like with Chris, we're like, okay, like what is this gonna look like?
Fun fact about me is I love margaritas, and when I go visit my friend Tess, she lives on a farm, and they live just outside of town, and the town is very small, but there's this one iconic Mexican restaurant in the town. And during COVID, I went to visit, and they started obviously doing stuff to take home. And so now it's a tradition anytime I go visit them, which is once or twice a year, one night we'll order Mexican food, and we get a jar of margarita from this place.
Fun.
So the first time we ever did it, we were like, can you also make us a margarita, like a pitcher of margarita to go? And they're like, I'm just listening to Tess order on the phone. She's like, yeah, we could do that. Okay, great. And she hangs up and she's like, yeah, they can do it. We just have to bring our own container.
Oh my gosh.
So then she's rummaging through her kitchen cabinets, and she pulls out like one of those gallon tub like ice cream buckets with a handle. Yeah. And she's like, here, Tony, take this. Tony came back with like a half bucket of margarita.
That's so
it was so
fun.
And so that's a tradition for us now.
Yeah,
Mexican
and
food and margaritas to go.
Yeah, I feel like that, like eventizing normal days that aren't holidays is also like a fun way to build more traditions in.
Yeah. What about you? What's an iconic one of the Copa family?
Well, okay. Well, I mean, we had so many traditions actually. Okay. Looking back, just like there was a lot happening for major holidays, etc. But
welcome to story time with Jule.
I feel like, if I'm gonna share one, I guess it would be our Easter tradition, which I feel like I've told you about before. Yeah, you have. I mean, Easter is, for whatever reason, in many households, is a time when you might hide something like an egg or a basket. And my family was no different, except we were different in every way. So again, it's really settling in here for this. But so we would basically have a basket hunt every Easter, where you follow a trail of clues to find your basket. And it sounds fun, right? It sounds wholesome, normal, fun. What would unfold was something akin to like National Treasure meets Survivor, like where it was not just like, following like a helpful trail of clues. It became like such a mind game and such a competitive thing. And in the beginning, my dad would write all of the clues. So the clues would be like a rhyming couplet, basically. And the first clue, we would eat breakfast. Breakfast would be very civilized. We're enjoying the morning, but like there was there would be tension in the air because we knew the hunt was coming. And like finishing breakfast, on the taped to the bottom of your breakfast plate would be your first clue. Okay.
Whoa, okay.
And so you like unfurl the clue, and it's some kind of couplet of like, that's very mysterious. Like my dad would write cryptic couplets, and something he would love to do is like, if any new projects around the house he had done like since the previous Easter, he really liked to highlighting those. So like, so a lot of time I'd be like finding out like, I guess we got new copper pipes. Like, he really like to highlight the new projects. But so then you would go like look for your first clue, and so on. And then once you find all your clues, you would have to tape them together, and then like on the back there would be like a final master clue that would lead you to your basket location.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and this is all my dad like just really got a kick out of doing this. But as our family got bigger, he started to assign clue writers. So like he would still write a few people's, but then he would ask some of the older siblings to write for like the younger kids.
Okay.
So it would be like 2 months before Easter, your phone rings and you're like, like my assignment is here. You'd be like, give it to me.
Like Ash Wednesday. You're like, yes.
Rosa, click. Like, and you would have to like start planning your clue trail like for your sibling. So there was this one iconic Easter where, certain rivalries like built up over the years, specifically like my sister Maria, renowned psychopath. Just kidding. And my little brother Rocco, the two of them kind of would write clues for each other, and it would escalate every year type thing. And so we were always kind of interested to see where their hunt would take them. So there was one year where they were writing clues for each other, and my dad was writing clues for me.
Okay.
And it was I had become a focused missionary. I was living away from home, and I came home from Easter, and I was feeling very like a woman of the world. Like, I've been living out of the house. Sure, Dad, sure. Like, I'll do your charming, quaint clue hunt. Like, but what I've experienced the world now. I live in California now. But so I come home, and similarly, and the goal was always like, you want to find your basket before Sunday Mass, like before Easter Sunday Mass. And if you didn't, it was sort of like a shamed thing. Like, you're at Mass, they're all singing like Jesus Christ is risen today, and you're like on the end of the pew, like wishing you found your basket. Like, so there was an urgency to it. Like, okay, we got to find these baskets. So that day, so my dad was writing my clues and Maria's writing Rocco's clues. And I'll just share some highlights. So I embark on my dad's clues, and like they're pretty easy. Like, I was sort of like, okay, like, I guess it's happening. Like, Dad's declining. Like, these are not that hard. And at the time, like, I remember one, like, he was tailoring them to that I was newly a missionary. So one was like, go find the Great Commission Bible verse, like in a Bible. And we have this big family Bible in the living room, and I open it up, and sure enough, there's my next clue, like next to the Great Commission. I was like, okay, like, not his best work. So I'm going along. Meanwhile, Rocco is already on a psychological journey with Maria. I walk through the kitchen. Rocco has a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese dumped out on the table. And he has a safety pin, and he's poking through individual uncooked noodles, looking for his clue. And I remember as I'm walking through the kitchen, like, for my next clue, he's on his, like, 100th noodle. He, like, a piece of paper comes out. He's like, thank God, like, and he unrolls it, and it just says, wrong noodle.
No.
So Maria was operating on a different level. And I'm just like, oh, poor Rocco. Like, obviously, I'll have no trouble finding my basket. So I keep going, and I had like 12 clues or something, and I find them all. And I was like,
okay,
Mass is in like 30 minutes. Like, I crushed it. And so I tape my clues together, whatever. And it says, like, okay, your basket's in Mom and Dad's closet. And meanwhile, through this whole hunt, my dad is just like sitting at the kitchen table watching like the chaos of his family, like in a very like Godfather way. And he seemed so like relaxed in a way where I was like, I feel bad. I'm like humiliating my dad by finding my basket so quickly. And as I'm going up the steps, I like the image of him at the kitchen table is like in my mind. I'm like
turning more sinister.
I'm like, this was really easy. Like, and as I'm walking down the hall to my parents' bedroom, I'm like, this was too easy. Like, and I get into my parents' room and open the closet, and there I see a basket handle. But my Easter basket is like a purple distinct Easter basket, and this handle like I don't recognize, and I have this like pit in my stomach. And I pick up this basket, and something is very off. Like, it has like there's like a little drawing of a bunny that looks like creepy. There's one plastic egg, and I open the egg. And there's a piece of paper in the egg. And because normally the basket has like candy and stuff. And there's this piece of paper, and I open the paper, and it just says wrong Bible. Which was like 8 clues ago. Okay. So so he knew I would go for the big Bible first, and had planted this false trail.
Wow.
And is just sitting at the kitchen table watching me humiliate myself. I now find out.
That's
and
crazy.
So I had to go all the way back to like there was a whole other trail. I had just gone down this whole false trail. So needless to say, that Sunday at Mass, Rocco and I are both at the end of the pew, heads hanging, like so distressed, while everyone else had found their basket. So those, I mean, like it varies year to year, like how intense it gets. But stuff like that, I'm just like, my dad could have just been like, hey, here's an egg. Like, but like, it's cool that like seeing the effort my parents went to at different times to create these memories and traditions. So
that is so savage. That's so crazy.
Memorable and or traumatic, but ultimately a gift for sure.
Yeah, my dad had his go at hiding the Easter basket as well.
Really?
It was a traumatic experience for me. Definitely not as long, but my sister was young enough that she still, I think, was into the Easter Bunny situation. And so I was looking around the Easter Bunny for whatever godforsaken reason hides our Easter baskets on his own will. And so we have to walk around, try and find it. And my sister's so young. And so I can't be like, Dad, where did you put it? Like, I can't give up. I have to like keep looking. And so then he does that annoying thing of like, warmer, 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 cold, cold, warmer, warmer, hot, hot, hot. I'm like, oh my gosh. And anyways, it leads me, his chiming in my ear leads me to the pantry, and there's like a white with a lid trash can full of dry dog food in the pantry, and he's like hot, and I'm like with my hand on top of it, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I open the lid to this trash can, and there's just a solid chocolate bunny like sitting on the dry dog food in this thing, and I just like look at my dad, I'm like, yeah, like, cool, like
this was fun.
I'm like, ew. And he's just laughing. He's like, knows what he's done. He's like, what am I supposed to do? Your mom hides the baskets.
Aw, that's so cute.
So he did his best. But
yeah.
anyways.
Gotta love
I know.
a fun tradition.
Yeah. But anyways, it's a dream of mine to go to a Copa family Easter. So if you guys are still doing the hunt, I do not need a single clue written for me, but I would love to watch. Sat next to your dad.
I know. I feel like as we've gotten older, it's definitely chilled out. But
bring it back. Copas, bring it back.
You should just do it with
I know that's
whoever
so
you're
true.
with this Easter.
So true. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Wow, another riveting episode.
For sure.
I've learned so much about
what
you.
a gift. Do we have time for a little closing segment?
I think we do.
Okay.
I hope so.
White elephant?
Yeah, let's just do
let's do 5.
It.
Yeah, let's just do
Let's do a 6 for good luck.
Okay, so for those who don't recall, White Elephant is our segment where, similar to a White Elephant exchange, we go through a bunch of random items, objects, phenomenons in pop culture and in life, and we give a quick reaction whether we want to receive, return, or regift. Okay?
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Chia pets.
Is that the like little plant?
The little
thing?
Terracotta thing that grows.
Return.
Okay.
Just get a normal plant. Why does it have to be like Bob Ross's hair or whatever? I feel like I've seen really weird ones.
You like can only buy them at like Walgreens.
Right.
Okay, Taylor and Travis.
Oh. Okay. This could polarize the gifties, but no, I want to receive it.
Okay.
So sue me. I like seeing the big football player get the cute girl, like, you know, and
yeah.
I feel like
he wears t-shirts, she wears short skirts.
Yeah, something like that. But I feel like there's very few like monoculture moments left where we're all like tuned into one thing, and I feel like at the peak of them getting together and stuff, it was like America is watching like this high school romance play out. You know, like I like a little bit of monoculture, and I love my girl Tay. So
all right, we're happy for you guys. If you want to be guests on the podcast, let us know.
What is it for you?
I would receive as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Yeah. We're gifties and we're Swifties. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was about to say I wouldn't classify myself as a Swiftie, but maybe that would classify me as a Swiftie if I stand Taylor.
I think there's different tiers, but
Tay and Trav. Okay. Next one, lifestyle reality television.
What is that?
Like the Kardashians or like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like the lifestyle ones, not the competition ones.
Oh, I see.
Below Deck.
I would regift.
Okay.
I like the more competitive reality shows.
Okay, well, this is crazy because I'm not lying when the next one I pulled is competition reality television.
Okay, yeah, I would receive competition and I would regift lifestyle. Okay. What about you?
I receive them both. I love a reality television moment. I'm not sure why. I think it's because it's so not reality.
Mm-hmm. I know there is escapism to it for sure.
Yeah. It is a brain rot situation though, for sure.
I get anxious. I think a lot of them like have bickering, like Real Housewives or something, where people are fighting, and
that's true. Those ones I can't.
I get really anxious. I'm like, I don't like when people fight, so I think that's part of why.
Totally true.
But
but like a Robin Big back in the day, like the more fun, lighthearted ones I like. Yeah. But competition for sure. We were Survivor family, American Idol family.
I love the Traitors.
Traitors is so good. I love Big Brother now, and into it.
Yeah.
Thunderstorms.
Receive.
Yeah, same. Some people get scared, you know, maybe.
There's nothing better than a thunderstorm when you have nowhere to go. And you're like, permission to do nothing. Like
totally. When I lived in Chicago too, it was like my first time kind of like in the Midwest for a while. And when the sirens start going off for like tornado warnings and stuff, like there is nothing more chilling in my professional opinion. I'm like, in one apartment I lived in, I was like, where do we even go? Like there's windows everywhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but a cozy like summer thunderstorm.
Yeah.
I'm receiving that all day.
Totally. Even the sirens going off, like the lightning was always so cool.
I
love
lightning.
It was awesome. Yeah.
I love lightning.
Okay, last one. Rodeos.
I actually don't have experience with this, so.
Oh, you've never been?
No.
So it would be your first rodeo if you were to go.
That is so true. Yeah, I have not even had my first rodeo. So, but I'll I'll re-gift for now, but I would receive it tentatively.
Yeah, I would be able to be like, this ain't my first rodeo if I went, because I do love a rodeo. Rodeos, carnivals, stuff like that. It's like, it's one day of your year of your life. Like, I think you get into it, you become a different person. Yeah. You try new things, you eat weird food. But I like rodeo culture in particular is very cool. I receive it for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I like know nothing about it, so
wow.
I'll check it out. Okay.
Well, gifties. That's it.
It's been a good one.
Another episode. Jule, where can they find us?
I myself am on Instagram at Copacabana. The O is a 0. Sarah.
Also on Instagram, Sarra.
And gifties, don't forget, review us, subscribe, come along for the ride. We have many more gifts to unwrap, and you can always join the convo. You should DM us your takes on the white elephant, what is a tradition you love, and
sorry.
Sorry. Cough remedies. No. But we love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget, life is a gift. So
receive it.
Receive it.